Imagine with me for a sec. It's a Saturday afternoon. You're on your computer. Bored out of your mind, you look for something to play to pass the time. But nothing is really catching your eye. That when you find a horror game made in Unity and published on the most sketchy website known to man. Best part is it's free. You play the game. You feel this sense of happiness while playing. You actually enjoy it. It's not scary or anything, but it's just really fun to play. That's what it felt like playing indie games. Back in the mid-2000s, there was a massive boom in indie games. The reasons for its popularity is because indie games were fueled by services like Steam and Xbox Live Arcade, and by the games industry's increasingly profit before player attitude to game development. Players were looking for new experiences that were creative and story-driven, so people made the switch from playing AAA games to independent creators and their story games. In 2015, there seemed to be a resurgence, and sites like GameJolt and Itch.io were created in order to showcase the abundance of games. I'm not trying to give you a history lesson on indie games, but rather to give you an insight on what I'm going to be talking about, which is that games today just don't hit like they used to. Games of today have the most cutting-edge software, the best stories, great graphics, but to me they all look and play the same. There's no uniqueness. And don't get me wrong, there are games that are unique and actually fun, games like God of War, SP for Spider-Man. But that's just a very small amount of games like that. Everything else just looks like copies of each other. I miss the times back in 2018, where you'd go on sites like GameJolt, and play a random demo that barely functioned. Yes, it wasn't for 1,000 graphics, but it was simple and nice. You didn't need to commit a month of your time to complete the game. Most indie games are just about 30 minutes or an hour, and you didn't need to spend a lot of money. Most of the games are free, or at least $1. There were also a lot of genres in the indie game sphere, from tactical, strategy, even sex games. But by far, the best is, as I said before, indie horror games. The games aren't exactly scary. There is more comedy than actually being horrific, but that's what makes it fun. It's similar to watching a great horror film where you know it's a shit film, but it's so shit that it's funny, and you want to continue watching. There are some small percentage of games that are actually scary, but you really have to dig to find them. Usually all the best horror games are indie games, and the games that make their way to console or started as an independent game on the web. I will say that most of the games on GameJolt are not finished, and most of them are demos, but I still have fun seeing the vision that the developer has for their game. And you can see the journey and progress through these demos. And I know this is just me, but when I want to play a AAA game or console game, I have to fully commit to it, which means I have reserved a day or two just to play it. While playing these 2-minute indie games, I can just hop on my computer at any time without having feeling like I wasted hours of my miserable life. I know I didn't really explain myself well, but I hope you got the point of what I'm saying. And again, you're entitled to think I'm wrong. This is just an opinion. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Bye.